what was your life like in those formative years?
A very fun-loving guy, not so much into books. I recommend every CA or fresher CPAs must go to Big Four once.
Big Four में ये ट्रेनिंग मिल जाती है, stretch yourself कैसे करते हैं.
Taking the ownership of your task. You have to be the owner of that task. So you can't be an employee. You have to be an owner there.
Hi everybody, welcome to a new season of a podcast series that we call Industry Speaks at EduMont. Here you get to meet people from the real industry and you get to experience their life and learn from them and find out why they chose to get qualified as a CPA despite already being qualified at a certain level. Okay, with that being said, I'm happy to introduce this new episode, and in this new episode we've got a very special guest. His name is Mr. Anshul Garg. He's a CA CPA, which is surprising in and of itself, because once you're a CA, why would you then, which is already so difficult, why would then you would go ahead and become a CPA as well? But you chose to do that. You chose to not stop with what you had. You chose not to be complacent, and it paid off, and we will find out pretty soon why. But before I go ahead, just a general introduction that you're from Delhi and you're somebody who is working currently as a business tax partner at DAMAC Shared Services. Correct. Now, with that being said, happy to have you at our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So I know you're from Delhi. Just wanted to find out where did you do your schooling from, and also what was your life like in those formative years?
So I did my schooling from DAV. So, and then initial years, I was a very fun-loving guy, not so much into books.
अच्छा पढ़ाई नहीं करते थे ज़्यादा. अच्छा.
So then at some stage of time you have to decide when
10वीं में आता ना बोर्ड का एग्जाम आता तो सीरियसनेस आ जाती है.
Correct.
10वीं में बच्चे क्रिकेट खेलना छोड़ देते. अच्छा.
So then you have to decide, okay, what now? So my aspiration was to become an engineer, but destiny wanted something else.
अच्छा.
So went to commerce.
To be an engineer first.
Yeah.
But you got into commerce. हाँ वही मैं पूछने वाला था, स्कूल में फिर 10th के बाद कॉमर्स ली.
Then into
कॉमर्स कैसी रही? अच्छी लगी?
Yeah.
साइंस जो पढ़ना चाहते हैं, वैसे मेरा भी यही था कुछ frankly I wanted to be in science. और मैंने 10वीं क्लास में थ्योरी पेपर में टॉप कर लिया था अपने क्लास में.
Okay.
तो मेरे को लग रहा था मैं कर लूंगा शायद, पर वही डैड से सीए तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं बेटा तू कॉमर्स ही ले, बेटा अच्छा रहेगा. तो आपके साथ क्या हुआ? कॉमर्स की लिया आपने?
I have two elder brothers.
हाँ देखा. मालूम था मेरे को.
One is an engineer, other one is a CA.
अच्छा.
Now engineer one is bro, commerce पे जा, science में कोई scope नहीं है.
Right.
And then the CA one is कर ले, but I don't know how कैसे करेगा.
Right.
It is tough journey for everyone. CA is very tough. 5 years of those my life I've been very tough.
अरे सर, you are lucky you did in 5. लोग जो लगे हैं वो 10-10 साल भी लगते हैं. But with that being said, आपने CA क्या बिल्कुल स्कूल के बाद सीधा शुरू कर दी थी?
Yes.
अच्छा.
So, after schooling, I prepared for CPT, and then schooling ended in May. I appeared for March, and appeared for May attempt in CPT.
CPT. अच्छा, okay. It was that.
Yeah.
मतलब clear and cutthroat के स्कूल से निकलेंगे CA
करेंगे.
पर साथ में graduation भी करी होगी.
Yes. So
you did your BCom.
Yes, BCom from Delhi University. So again, parallelly both the things went. So doing my IPCC and preparing parallelly for the BCom.
Right.
So almost everything.
वैसे भी IPC में BCom so correlated.
Yes, correlated है.
It's like BCom की degree free मिलती है IPCC के साथ.
Correct.
Right.
So, never thought of going to college. Mind was pretty focused. Okay, you have to go to CA. Can't waste any of the career years. So that's why.
CA में attempt लगे बहुत सारे.
No, it was I gave the group one by one, and every time I cleared it.
One by one.
Yeah.
अरे वाह.
Again that guidance came from my brother.
हाँ ये तो है यार. Family होल बचा लेती है, ये तो है.
He has experimented all those things.
उन्होंने कर लिया था experiment में, बता एक करके देना हो जाएंगे.
Yes.
और हो गए.
Yes. So
that's very nice. So in many ways, although I know ICAI would not agree, but in many ways you're a one attempt CA then you could say.
Yeah.
हालांकि ICAI का सिस्टम अलग है कि हमने तो दोनों पेपर रखे थे, आपने क्यों नहीं दिए?
Correct.
Whatever, rubbish. Point is you did one by one, limited load लिया और हो गया. awesome.
So
तो सीए करने के बाद फिर अब फर्स्ट जॉब ढूंढनी होती है.
yes, the
आर्टिकलशिप भी बची थी वैसे तो.
Yeah.
कहाँ से करी?
so like I did it from a mid-sized firm in Daryaganj.
Okay.
So that way like I got an opportunity to work with
तो
them.
ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब पार्टनर से जान पहचान थी ईवाई में मिल गई,
No,
ऐसा
no,
नहीं
no,
है.
no.
मेहनत
Very-
करके
yeah.
शुरू से शुरू किया है, वो वाली
Yes.
बात है. ठीक.
So then during internship again it was like more into taxation and internal audit.
Okay.
So I started with there working like for 3 years, was working in the same role. Main agenda was to get the exams cleared. No, learning was not a focus of internship because it is important
इंटर्नशिप की, लेकिन ध्यान नहीं था. ध्यान था पेपर पास हो गया. बात सही है.
Correct.
ये बात भी सही
Because
है.
ultimately for the rest of life you will earn if you are a CA. If you are
Correct.
not a CA then it will be very tough for the later years.
करेक्ट. क्योंकि
So,
एज सेमी क्वालिफाइड मजा
Yes,
नहीं आता
नहीं
जीवन में.
मजा आता.
अच्छा, तो फिर सीए हो गई, पहली जॉब स्टार्ट करनी थी.
Hmm.
कहाँ करी?
So I
यार
started
रादर
with-
छोड़े से कहाँ मिली? क्योंकि फ्रैंकली सच्चाई ये है, इंडिया में
Yes.
हम इतनी जॉब नहीं चूज करते शुरू में
Correct.
जितनी जॉब हमें चूज कर रही होती है. सही बात
Correct.
तो ये है. ओके.
So like pretty nervous. My agenda was clear. I have to work with Big Four now because now it is time to start learning and build your career. Got a call from KPMG, a really excited one, and straight away got rejected in GD.
अच्छा.
ठीक.
सही.
Then I through a friend, he like referred me in Deloitte. I got a call. Now this was like 4 level of interviews. I know I can't screw it up. This is the one last chance. I'm
वैसे भी
not.
डिलॉयट पे मास्टर है ना?
Yes.
सो
now-
बिग फोर तो है ही है, बट
Yes.
सबसे ज्यादा सैलरी भी देता है
Deloitte.
अपने
And-
एरिया में.
Yes.
तो काम करने का मजा भी है.
Yes.
राइट. राइट.
Like that, whatever they pay, they like literally take more than that.
ना वो तो है ही है. वो तो है ही है. हर जगह.
So there is no salary that can define your job in a Big Four.
या
No number. So initially, first year I had worked with Deloitte, and it was like very a nightmare job because I never expected this thing like Deloitte is expecting. We have to work so many hours, late hours, workings and everything. So I was managing somehow because never worked in such a big environment with such a big clients. First time it was for me a very tough task. At the end of the day, I was very happy for the 1 year with Deloitte because they made me realize, okay, there's nothing called impossible. If you think you can do it, you can do it.
स्ट्रेच
So,
योरसेल्फ.
stretch yourself.
दैट इज व्हाट द बिग फोर में ये ट्रेनिंग मिल जाती है. स्ट्रेच योरसेल्फ कैसे करते हैं?
Like I recommend every like CA or fresher CPAs must go to Big Four once because
हाँ.
no industry can teach you what Big Four can teach you.
हाँ, स्टार्टिंग करने के लिए बिग फोर बेस्ट प्लेस है.
It's a best
और
place.
इसीलिए उनके टैग की वैल्यू भी है. बिग फोर से जो निकल गया वो प्रोफेशनल बन के निकलता.
Correct.
सही बात है. ठीक.
So initial 1 year with Big Four, then I realized okay, like audit was never my domain. I cannot work in this profile. I have to look something new now. So GST came in. I started studying GST now because it was 2017 when government introduced GST. Now everyone is struggling with this thing because there are a lot of things have changed completely, a totally new environment. So then I studied GST. I got opportunity with like 2 firms. One is a BMR, other is MakeMyTrip. So this time I opted for industry now because I wanted to work in industry, and industry is something that you get a practical exposure on how business takes up those things. How relevant you are for the business now. Because in a consulting, you are on like client side, sorry, on the consultant side, giving them advice on how you can do this thing, do that thing. But on a client side, you have to implement those things.
हाँ, करके दिखाना पड़ता है.
Yes. Now implementing was a major task for like company like MakeMyTrip also. It's a huge like number one travel agent in India.
Correct.
And getting into this level of details was very difficult for them also. So that was a pretty challenging role.
तो Deloitte से you went to MMT?
Yes.
जिक्र हो गया तो मैंने पूछ ही लूँ
Yes.
मैं. तो Deloitte से you left
Yes.
after a while and you went to MMT.
MMT.
Okay. तो मतलब वो बिग फोर से निकल के इंडस्ट्री वाली
Industry.
मूव हो गई एक
Yes.
तरीके से. And that paid off?
Yes.
It did?
Yes.
Okay.
So learning was a major target at that time also. Initially, the people say that's very correct. I felt realized later on that you should not look for money. You should look for learnings. First you learn, then you earn. So that's how I started with MakeMyTrip. There was immense learning for me. I had 4 wonderful years MakeMyTrip, and then at that time, like I was learning every day something new and new and new. Then government was also introducing a lot of changes at that time. Like e-invoicing came in, then TCS came in, and there were a lot of changes in GST. And organization like MakeMyTrip, who has a huge transaction level data, you have to manage a lot of things. So that was a very good time. I had a good learning, and around 4 years I spent in a very lively environment. Like not a boring job at all. You have a lot of challenges. You are rewarded very well if you are doing you're taking the ownership of your task. You have to be the owner of that task. So you can't be an employee. You have to be an owner there. So that was the thing I
Ownership is
realized.
necessary, correct?
Yes. So I was getting rewarded every time I was delivering my projects, my task. So that was a very
So life was going well.
yes.
So MMT में
amazing.
काफी time किया काम किया.
Yes, 4 years.
4 years, huh?
4 years.
Oh, that's long for one company.
Yeah.
Right.
So that time when COVID came in, then
Oh.
so that was collapse for the travel industry.
Correct.
So I thought of now looking for something new, then taking up some different roles, getting into like a wider picture of tax now, particularly from an indirect tax to entire tax now. So I got an opportunity with
So MMT was more indirect tax.
Yes, it was completely into indirect tax.
Okay, so you want to do direct also.
Direct also. So I started.
तो ये है आप में, ये है आपको प्रॉब्लम है कि आपको थोड़ा you want to punch above your weight all the time है. Direct indirect हो गया तो अब direct भी करना.
Correct.
अब दोनों हो जाएंगे उसके बाद कुछ और करना होगा. चलो सुनते हैं आपकी कहानी बताओ.
So that time, yeah. So then direct taxes I looking after it. So I got an opportunity with startup. So I love to build things from scratch. In a startup you always have that opportunity because there's no proper procedure, nothing is there. You have to build everything from the scratch.
From the scratch, correct.
So I got an opportunity with GoMechanics now. Okay, I'm doing things now. They have started.
GoMechanics is well established, well known startup at that point in time.
At that point, it was one of the great
big startups.
It had totally a new concept for everyone. Getting your cars repaired at your doorstep.
Correct.
So that way,
and they had really viral marketing and all.
Yeah, they did a lot of marketing. And there's a crazy environment in startups. Every time you have to be on your toes. If founder has asked you, should have the answer. You cannot ask him to come get back to you or something like that. Yeah. So that was again a great learning for me. Wonderful, almost 2.5 years with GoMechanics. So there I was again into direct taxes now, indirect taxes. So handling everything from scratch, building things, getting on with the consultants, getting the advisories and everything. So it was a really great environment. Having a lot of litigations as well, handling the department side also. You have to be, every time you have to be on your toes. You cannot let go things.
But then you had to let go of GoMechanics.
Yeah.
So wo kyun?
Because of the reasons were there, like GoMechanics had a collapse.
So naturally you were there through that wave, huh?
Yes. That was a difficult phase because now because everyone is now after GoMechanics. Even the tax authorities, the revenue department, everyone. Because now you have heard something in news, so now everyone is behind you.
Correct.
So we were dealing with the tax authorities, we are like providing our stands and everything. So because we were not incorrect, tax compliance perspective, we were totally correct, totally compliant. Okay. So we got away with these things, and then I started with Pine Labs. I got an opportunity as a fintech firm. Again, it's recently it got listed also.
Pine Labs is बहुत बढ़िया company है भाई, बड़ी company है.
So it had a great opening on the stock exchange as well. So it was again a good experience. Now that things have totally changed from a domestic tax now into international as well. So now indirect tax, direct tax, international taxation tax plus transfer pricing.
अरे वाह.
Everything is now in the single umbrella.
और आपने ये सारा काम देखा?
Yes.
Wow.
So managing everything end to end for Indian as well as foreign entities, I was doing everything. So this was again very great learning. Rarely you get a chance to work on such a good scale. Managing international and everything.
All of this, where did you have the time to do CPA or even think about it? सोचा ही क्यों इस बारे में?
CPA during MakeMyTrip days, when I switched to GoMechanics, mindset was okay, I'm Indian taxes. Now, how about the international tax? How about getting into international markets?
Okay, so this was a predetermined move on your part कि international tax में जाना है. वही indirect हो गया तो direct भी करना है, direct भी हो गया तो international भी करना है. I get it. So you wanted to explore it all.
Yes.
See, I see that. Right.
Somehow there was a strategy behind everything. Right. So and I got the opportunity. Likewise, I got the opportunities as well. Because if you are aiming something, ways will open up. Right. So that's how it worked out. So then started my CPA during GoMechanics days. I barely had some time to study. I was studying and traveling to Gurgaon from Delhi in a metro. So it was good journey of 3 hours both sides. So I was studying all the time in the metros and then on the Sundays.
Right.
So this is
wow, यार ये तो बड़ी मेहनत का काम है.
Yes.
तो आते जाते मेट्रो में पढ़ते थे.
Yes, and Sundays.
पर संडे को मेट्रो में शोर इतना तो ईयरफोन लगा.
Earphones again. So that's how I used to study for CPA. Yeah.
But CPA जब आपने करी तो would have been a change for you, right? A surprising change. Study pattern बदल गया होगा बिल्कुल.
हाँ, correct. So CA was more into theoretical aspects. CPA is more into practical aspects.
Correct.
like CA imparts you training, but CPA course is designed such a way that you are learning while you're studying also. You are getting practical
It's more about
exposures.
practically apply करके
Applying
देखो.
those
Book में तो
things.
पढ़ लिया, अब
Correct.
करके दिखाओ.
Correct.
वो वाली बात है.
And the exams are patterned such a way that you learn a lot of things while preparing your exams, while appearing for those. So it's like you can crack those exams if you are determined, you have a positive mindset. Because mostly what I have seen,
उसमें basically रट्टे मारने का scope बहुत कम है.
scope बहुत कम है. If you have practical mindset,
as a CPA myself, I can tell you कि सबसे बड़ा difference ही यही है why Indian students would love becoming a CPA is because of the fact कि बाकी सारी जो qualifications हैं रट्टे मारो उसमें बैठ के.
CPA में ऐसा नहीं
CPA में नहीं है और CPA में उल्टा है, रट्टे मारने से पास नहीं
होगे.
प्रैक्टिकली आता तो ही होगा. तो जिन लोगों का दिमाग चलता है मेमोरी वगैरह इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं, उनको लगता है यार रट्टे मारना पसंद नहीं है. They love doing this qualification. Right.
So like, but major challenge what I see, like CPA, why results are not so good in India, because people usually drop outs themselves. They don't continue. They'll register themselves and then okay, I can't study. I have some other focus.
आदतें खराब है ना, आदतें रट्टे मारने वाली.
Yes. Focus also shifts sometimes.
रट लेते हैं, कहते हैं क्वेश्चन नहीं हो रहे, लेकिन टेस्ट बैंक में भाई करते रहो, प्रैक्टिकली करोगे, करते रहोगे, लगे रहोगे ना, सीख जाओगे.
Correct.
वो कंसिस्टेंसी चाहिए ना, वो लोग छोड़ देते हैं. करेक्ट, सही बात है, ये सच है.
So like you have to be consistent all the time, and like consistency is only key you can success, because there is nothing you have to memorize. It's all practical. So that was the great, I think, move for me
in CPA.
Yeah.
So CPA जब करी एक बार में हो गई, one attempt में pass. So pass in one attempt.
Passing in one time.
Awesome.
I gave the exam like in a very staggered manner because I didn't have time. One by one. So almost like 6 months gap in each exam. But that is, I think, way too like took a time, lot of time. But that is not required. If you are focused, you can appear for 3 months also each exam. That is
3-4 महीने में भी तैयारी हो जाती है.
Easily you can do that.
Correct. But still, yeah, you were doing all of this while you were working at Pine Labs, right? So you were in a full-time job. तो मुश्किल तो था ही, obviously.
Correct.
हो जाती है वाली बात ठीक है, बट करनी भी पड़ती है, बड़ी मुश्किल है, ये बात भी सच है.
Correct.
And it needs to be said, I guess.
Yes.
And you did all of that hard work. But then you did all of this hard work, it did pay off?
Yes.
It did.
Not at that time only, because so I'm a qualified chartered, so I had a good job also.
Exactly.
Stable career was there. My aim was to go to like outside India, but that really didn't work out due to some personal reasons. So now how to like get this paid now, because I'm currently in a job where I'm already working, I know everything. So how to get this now in cash, the CPA.
इसको cash करना था, correct.
So that time I started looking out for Dubai.
Okay.
So UAE is a very good market for Indian CPAs, CAs. Mostly they prefer CPAs over CA, if I say, to be very honest. So then I started looking out for UAE markets. So
मैं भी सबको यही एडवाइस देता हूँ भाई, if you're starting off, no, don't think कि सीधा US चले जाएंगे, सीधा कनाडा चले, ऐसे नहीं होता. It doesn't work that way. It could work if you were born in, for example, Europe,
right,
or if you were a Japanese person, for instance. Even then it's easy. But as a person born in India, it's very difficult. So वो रास्ता नहीं है, but सही रास्ता है. You go to UAE, you work there for a little while, get some experience, and then you have mobility options across the world.
Right.
दुबई से आप आगे जा सकते हैं. Right.
But like once you land up in the winner, you won't think of moving ahead.
ये भी सही है. ये भी सही है. Especially if you're not fond of the cold weather in US and Canada. They're cold countries, right? Dubai is more like our temperature.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. मजे सारे US वाले और temperature हमारे जैसा.
And the major perk is that zero taxes.
Zero tax. ये सबसे बड़ी बात.
That is a major perk you have.
Correct.
You have all the medical facilities assured by a company. Everything is there with the company. But and the major is the tax.
Right.
Which is just zero.
Right.
Whatever you are earning, you're getting in hand.
Yes.
So that is a major perk.
Yeah. और उसके बावजूद zero tax के बावजूद everything is beautiful.
Beautiful. Amazing.
Well maintained.
Yes.
ये वाली बात तो है.
Like highly secure and safe.
दुबई जाना था, ये वाली बात थी. तो शुरू किया, फिर क्या मिला?
So I started looking out for Dubai, and then slowly and steadily I was interviewing for few companies. But due to some personal reasons, I got married and all. So focus again shifted.
Yeah.
So focus again shifted. But still, after a gap of almost 6-8 months, I started again applying for Dubai jobs. So recently I got then interviewed with DAMAC. So this is again.
इसकी भी कहानी तो interesting है. आपने बताया. बताओ मेरे को, सबको बताओ.
So what happened? I was in the morning. I was going to my office and driving a car. So I got a call from a UAE number. I thought it might be a spam. यार. सुबह Dubai से call. So I disconnected the call.
काट दिया आपने. और निकली HR की call.
Yes. Then after 2-3 minutes, she called again. So my friends, like he was sitting next to me, said, "Just pick it up once now. Might be a HR call because I was applying." So I picked it up, and fortunately, it was from the HR of the Mac. So she asked me for an interview that day only during the lunch hour. So somehow I agreed because I was not sure, because I'm in the office how to prepare for the interview now.
Right.
So these are like good campus. I was working. It was a very good campus. So I went to downtown for like 15 minutes.
Which is like a club
Club,
kind of place.
yeah,
Right,
club in that campus only.
Right.
So I interviewed for like 15-20 minutes.
Ah.
She shortlisted my profile, and then interview went ahead and ahead. So that was very good
So
experience.
4-5 round हुए
Yes.
होंगे. But then you cleared each one of them.
Yes,
That's
each one of
clear,
them.
yeah.
And the major focus of like what I felt during the interview, the major focus is about CPA only.
हाँ.
It was not very like
तो
focusing
ये
on the
बात है,
CA.
मतलब थोड़ा समय लगा आपको, वो भी again because partly personal reasons.
Yes.
But then when it did, उसने
Yes.
फिर international चाबी
International
घुमाई
घुमाई.
और ताला खोला.
Yes.
है?
Correct.
वो हुआ.
Yes.
Right.
So like then after like I joined DAMAC, they called me to Dubai for a month. So there were training, inductions going on and everything.
तो पहले ये बताओ, before you joined, most importantly, भाई pay off मिला.
Yes.
वो main चीज तो वो है ना.
It was
ये CA तो
substantial
already
rise.
थे, substantial hike मिली.
Yes.
Nice. That is important.
So this is the time when CPA encashed. I got encashed.
So finally it encashed.
Yes.
ठीक.
So now like I'm working with DAMAC. So again, it's a very global company having offices all across the globe and at a very good scale. Not in Dubai, but outside Dubai also, they're operating at a very good scale. So managing the taxes for all those countries from here now, from India. So it's a very amazing experience again.
So literally DAMAC का जितना काम है across the world, वो सारा यहाँ process हो जा रहा है tax का.
Yes.
To a certain extent, of course, not fully,
yes,
but to a major extent rather, I would say.
So now working from like
So that's happening then. कि
Yes.
we are literally becoming the people supplier of the world. यहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा हम काम करके दे रहे हैं सबका.
Yes.
हाँ?
Yes. So now companies are looking to India for like global capability centers. When like India also offering a lot of benefits to them.
Yes.
So recently we had a press release also where our leaders mentioned that India has exceptional talent. So we are looking for talent pools in India.
Wonderful.
Yes.
मैं पूछना वाला था भाई, would you hire some people from us? Why don't you?
So yeah, just started off last week only, and now we are targeting like 300 to 400 employees.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in this.
So it is a hiring spree right now that's
Yes.
going on, huh?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Glad to be connected with you at the right time. Okay, our students would be happy to take up some of those positions.
Sure,
Not all.
definitely.
Wonderful. Acha. So as a CPA, you did get access to all of these, international opportunities,
Global markets.
right? So I've got a question for you though. One of my last questions. क्या एक बात बताओ, अगर कोई सोच रहा है CPA करने के बारे में, या अगर नहीं भी सोच रहा है, बस उसका गोल है कि उसको अच्छा करियर बनाना है फाइनेंस एंड अकाउंटिंग में, तो is CPA something that people should pursue? How would you say it? What would be your NPS, कहते हैं ना, net promoter score? What would that be? Would that be a positive +1 or what? How would you put it?
Definitely, like CPA is a good platform now because CPA earlier used to be in US or Dubai. Now it's in India. It's an opportunity for all of us to basically take this up and because build a career in CPA, because like companies are now looking for CPAs more than CAs because the global capability center will coming in India. So they look out for global
GCCs are huge right now in India, and they're only growing.
Yes. So
scope बहुत है.
बहुत है. Like you can like investing 5 years in CA, then like at the end you're not sure you will be able to clear it or not, getting stuck again and again. So it takes a lot of time, effort. Like there are a lot of things. Your stress level is again very high. And while comparing to CPAs, you can easily appear for exams whenever you are ready.
Correct.
So there's no timeline set. Okay.
भी है.
Yeah, you can choose when you have to give the exams. And so there's global markets are as well opening up for CPAs, not the Indian markets. So you have both the opportunities now. While CA restricts you to India only, it's not easy for us Indian CA to move out of India and work there unless and until you have very good references. So I'll say that CPA, you can easily invest your time, and you're pretty sure that, like with my experience, I can say, like for us, like Indians, it's not a very tough course as compared to CA.
It's not.
So you can easily
CA
like
तो बहुत tough है उसके मुकाबले.
You just require a strict level of like motivation and like
बस
concentration,
consistency. थोड़ी मेहनत है, 2 घंटा बैठना पड़ेगा, काम से वापस आके भी बैठना पड़ेगा, जैसे आप जाते आते करते थे मेट्रो में, वो डिसिप्लिन चाहिए, कंसिस्टेंसी चाहिए, बट रोज करोगे काम बन जाता.
Moreover, like कोई age limit नहीं है. People of any age can pursue it. So like CA, obviously after starting a job, it's like impossible. You can't do a CA. Correct. But CPA, if you're like
after a while, it's just
if you're graduate or postgraduate and looking for a career now at a good scale, you can easily pursue CPA.
Correct. You can do it along with a job. Any age actually.
Yes.
Frankly,
so that helps you to basically grow in the organization. Like industries look for someone who has a degree. They will always prefer someone with a degree rather than experience.
Yes.
So that's how you can make an edge.
दोनों हो तो मजे ही मजे.
Yes.
है कि नहीं?
Correct.
Wonderful. So with that being said, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर गिविंग अस योर इनसाइट्स. आई होप जो लोग जो ये देख रहे थे उनको इनकी इनसाइट्स से या इनकी एक्सपीरियंस से कुछ वैल्यू मिली होगी. एंड इफ दैट्स द केस, प्लीज डू लाइक, शेयर, कमेंट, सब्सक्राइब टू दिस चैनल एंड लेट हाइप होता है आज की तारीख में, वो भी चीज होती है. आई जस्ट फाउंड आउट दिस न्यू थिंग कॉल्ड हाइप. तो अपेरेंटली माय वाइफ शोड इट टू यू. कैसे भी इसको स्वाइप करो कमेंट के साथ तो हाइप का बटन होता है, दबाओगे तो वीडियो ऊपर जाती है.
Okay.
तो यार करो, हाइप करो हमारी वीडियो ताकि आपकी तरह और लोग भी इस वीडियो को देख सकें एंड दे गेट सम वैल्यू आउट ऑफ इट. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day or evening ahead. Bye bye.